What's going on, everyone? This is your boy AshTheMan, and thank you so much for tuning in. And since we in 2020, let's talk about the top 5 anime of 2019. Now, these animes is personally what I feel stood out for the most for me in 2019. Not saying that they are the best by critics or anything like that. We're not giving off of what everyone else as a general community felt about it. I'm giving you my list of what I think is the top 5 anime of 2019. Now, I do want to give some mentions out there for these awesome animes that definitely did a good job. We're crunching in the numbers. You have to eliminate which ones just doesn't make the list, in my opinion. So, getting started with the mentions I want to get, I get 3 mentions. The first mention is Promised Neverland. That anime really took me by surprise and definitely should get to watch. You could definitely watch it on Crunchyroll if you do have it. Of course, if you have other sources, go ahead. I think they have like a dub version now, so definitely check that out. King and the Cheryl, which is on Netflix, they have both dub and sub versions. The dub is actually not that bad, just pretty funny if you ask me. So I was still watching the dub just so that you can get a direct feedback on there. I mean, everybody is definitely an Oma fan if you definitely check it out. So definitely check that one out. And thirdly, but not least, let's talk about Mob Psycho 100. Now, Mob Psycho 100 definitely is up to season 2, and that's one of the reasons why I'm mentioning it, because season 2 definitely did drop, and season 2 definitely had a great message in there. They had some great interactions, great character development, so definitely check that out. You know, don't let these 3 anime just slip under the radar just because I'm giving you the top 5 list. So nevertheless, but shortly, let's go ahead and talk about the number 5 on the list, and that is Black Fox. Now, Black Fox is an animated film that debuted on October 4th and for Crunchyroll, and October 5th worldwide. Japan, if you have Crunchyroll, you or if you have ERV, which is an enhanced version of Crunchyroll, you'll be able to see it. Now, the studio that was behind this was 3 Hits Infinite. They definitely hit us with this Black Fox. Now, Black Fox take place for Rukia. She's a young girl living at home with her family. She is going to be the next head of her family. They have the Ninja Clan. Her father is a scientist. He researched, cybernetic technology. Now, she really didn't want to take over the Ninja Clan, so she ended up going more on her father's footsteps. But her father have pushed away this company so much that they end up invading her home, murdering both her grandfather and her father. So she is upon to take revenge and going after this corporation to take them down. So definitely a great anime film that you can definitely check out. That's number 5 on the list. Now, number 4 on the list is Rising of the Shield Hero. Now, Rising of the Shield Hero is definitely good. It's by Kinema Citrus Studios. They actually is the ones behind this, and this originally started its run on January 9th of 2019. Now, it did a good 25 episodes, and I will honestly say Rising of the Shield Hero was great. It was awesome. I think a lot of the characters that is involved in this anime really stick out. I mean, it definitely really takes you going when you realize that it definitely has the trace of a game, but is in a different world. Futaba, he pretty much just end up picking up a book and seeing that it's talking about the 4 legendary heroes, and when the Shield Hero didn't have anything written down, he was transported to this world along with 3 others from a different dimension, and they was appointed the Shield Hero, legendary heroes. Now, Utami, he was able to get the Shield Hero, which I guess the Shield Hero in a world has a little bit of a history to where the king is not really too fond of him. He ended up being set up in a situation that pretty much is looked upon what others would, detest. So he really builds himself up with having trusted companions and going on a journey to prove to the world, and not just only prove to the world, but actually defend this world from the blitz waves that is coming to destroy it. So definitely Shield Hero will definitely take you on a journey like no other. So I definitely recommend checking that out. Now, that is number 4 on the list. Now, number 3 on the list is Vinland Saga. Now, Vinland Saga was definitely done by Wit Studio, and its original run started July 7th of 2019. Now, one thing interesting about Vinland Saga is that this takes place in 1013 AD England, where like the Viking heritage is really known, and the main character that we are dealing with is Thorfinn, which he was thrown into this world that he wasn't familiar with because his father used to be a Viking commander. His father abandoned his posting of the Jorns Vikings to pretty much live his life out in peace. When they found out that where his father basically was hiding out at, his world at that point took a whole new twist. Now, the crazy thing is that I did not give Vinland Saga the original run that it did. I didn't get into Vinland Saga towards the last few episodes. If you pay attention to my channel, I have two or three reviews before the series end, and I still regretting it because I definitely wanted to be a part of the hype with that because it is real good. Like the story, the settings, the action, the character development, design, everything about this is really good. And I mean, everybody so far, favorite in my opinion, season 1 was Askeladd. He definitely had a lot to do with a lot of things that was currently going on. The way he plotted, the way he moved, the way him and his pirates definitely did things. You couldn't help but to love this anime. So I definitely wanted to get a part of this, but nevertheless I got into it, and didn't let it slip totally under the radar. So definitely a good anime, definitely check it out. Now, the number 3 on the list is Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone originally started July 5th of 2019, and Dr. Stone is very interesting. Zuko being the main character, and the way that this start off is that it pretty much the world ended up getting purified stone. So everybody got turned to stone and everything. Sun Ku woke up about a little bit over 3,000 years, and he pretty much set his goal to restore the world to which it was at its peak, and that was at his time with the technology, and with him being a scientist or whatever, he was able to prove to the Shinigami village that he is able to not only show the fun side of the science, but actually try to restore the world, and he definitely does a great job of that. And the action in this is actually not that bad. I think it has a great blend of action, comedy, character development. The design is pretty good. They can get real silly and goofy at times, and I think that is very good. The sarcastic jokes that goes on in there is very good. I think that Dr. Stone definitely stands out as the number 2 on the spot because of this reason. So, it definitely was a hard choice when it came down to the last 2, but I think Dr. Stone really, stood out. And just to make sure, this season 1 run was 24 episodes, and the studio that picked this up was TMS/APON, so they definitely did their job. Now, for number 1 on the list is Demon Slayer. Now, Demon Slayer was phenomenal. It was really good. The original one of Demon Slayer was April 6th, which it first premiered, and it premiered for 26 episodes, with them announcing a movie for it already. And for season 1 announcing a movie for it, that just tells you how good of a job they did. Now, the settings of this takes place in the Taisho era, Japan, and Tanjiro is the main character, in which he lived there with his family. He had his sister Nezuko, a couple other his siblings, and his mother pretty much live in this little hut. And the way they make ends meet is that he'd take coal and go sell it to different villages to make sure that they can survive day in, day out. The family, even though they go through hard times, they was pretty much happy. But it was just one fateful day, he's on his way back, and one of his near neighbors have him stay there because of the storm, and there was a demon that was about it. When he made it the next day to his home, pretty much everybody was slaughtered except his sister Nezuko, but however she was changed to a demon. Now, she did attack Tanjiro, but she did not bite him. She did have a chance to bite him when Ginyu pretty much came there to defend him, but she chose not to. But chose to defend her brother as if he chose to defend her, and got a little bit of a tactic going up, but Ginyu pretty much seen through it, kind of like knocked him unconscious. But at that point he was recommended to be trained for a demon slayer. Now I can honestly say character development in this was pretty good. The action was fantastic, and what I mean the action was fantastic, episode 19 gave us one of the best fights in the anime of 2019, and I mean the best fight, the way that they build up for it and everything. I thought the story was great pacing. It didn't feel like it was being rushed or took too long. It wasn't really like much time to really throw in fillers, so I'm definitely glad that they didn't waste no time with each episode. So that's why Demon Slayer stands on top of the list as the number 1 on the list, and also my favorite anime of 2019. And I do want to say thank you guys for definitely tuning into my top 5, and let me know in the comments below what is your favorite anime that hit 2019, your top 5, your favorite one. Doesn't matter, just hit it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button. AshTheMan is out. Peace.